Welcome to Car Question. SUVs are becoming more and more popular, and there's obvious reason for that. You've got good cargo spaces, good performance, comfort for all your family, and all-wheel drive to beat winter. There's another class who are catching up in popularity too. It's the compact SUV. Don't ask me why, because I find them smaller, less powerful, but still, they've got all-wheel drive. We're going to try to find out why they're becoming more and more popular this week, because we are trying the cousin of the Jeep Renegade. You know, the one who is more curvy, sexy, a little Italian accent. Yes, I'm talking about the Fiat 500X. Is she that original as you see in her publicity? That's what we're going to find out at Car Question this week.
The all-new Fiat 500X.
Let's talk about the exterior of the Fiat 500X. First of all, we've got the Trek Plus version right now. So when you look at it up in the front, you've got a more muscular accent that you can find right there in the lower part of it. No, it's not protection plate, it's plastic, but it gives you a little off-road look. If we move to the rear part, you're gonna find that same accent right there. First of all, I was not a fan of this style. I'm not a fan right now of this style either, but you know what? When you drive around, this car brings up smile. Everybody's smiling at you. No, they're not laughing. And you know what, guys? Girls love that car. I don't know why, probably because of its European accent that you can find in the design. It's got a cute look. If we move to the front, you're going to see the Fiat 500 signature, that's for sure. The big logo right there, the small opening to the radiator, dual headlamps, and when you look right there in the headlamps, you've got a nice touch of style with the 500 logo, who seems in our chrome metallic accent right now. So the fog lights can be opened up with all the other lights. I just love that. And look at the hood, nice line, and it's similar to a clamshell. You know when a clamshell is opening? Let's move to the side. When you look at the side of the vehicle, well, since we've got the trekking version, the trekking plus version, you've got 18 inches wheels and tire, 215, 55, 18 tires. They're not that large, and you're riding on Continental Conti Pro Contact tires. So it's a tire of great quality right there. You've got some plastic accent all the way up from the front of the vehicle to the rear section of it. Look at the mirrors. Nice design of style, you know, nice curve in them, going all the way up. And look at the handle also, silver, who are looking, you know, like metallic accent right now. If you want to lock or unlock your door, you just press on that. And one thing that I find quite unique, look here, if you open the gas tank, yes, there is no, you know, nothing to twist, no twisting cap. You've got only that kind of rubber material that's gonna apply and close the axis. If we move to the rear of the car, the lights seem to give a little antique look, but you know what? It's a Fiat look, that's for sure. Nice lights right there, they are big, taking a lot of space. Still the silver adding, you know, the silver contour right there. Quite nice. Same thing here, going all the way up from one end to another, and you've got the 500X logo, and that button right there is to simply lock your trunk. If you open it, you press there you go, the car is going to lock itself. Look at the logo, look at the bulge right there, how it's coming out of the trunk. It's kind of cool. You've got a spoiler, nice big spoiler, and if we move to the top, right there, we've got a big sunroof, and that front part is going to open up all the way through here, and right there your passenger will be able, you know, to slide the curtain and get some sun. So if we move to the lower part, you've got your parking sensor, you know, to do some parking maneuvers, and you're going to have your rear view camera also, which is right there. All-wheel drive logo, and for the exhaust system, only one tailpipe on this side. So I don't know if you like the look, feel free to comment it. Well, all the girls love it. So do you guys? The car got so much Italian in it, it got even Italian name for the color. Right now we have a Rosso Passione. Yes, it's a red passion. Bianco Gelato, that's the name for white. Grigio Argento, that's the name for silver, guys. If you want a black, Nero Cinema. Do you love my Italian accent? All right, let's check the interior of the Fiat 500X. When you open the door, the interior is also as sexy as the exterior. Italian styling interior, that's for sure. Great quality of material. Look at that, the plastic, textured plastic right there. The handle is so unique when you open the car. It's not metal, it's plastic, but you know what? I just love the finish that they did with it. You can manually lock the car, and if you pull it, there you go, it's gonna unlock. You've got all your buttons access, easy access, FCA style button. And when you move the mirror, when you adjust them, there's no lighting in that position. So it won't tell you which mirror you're sitting right now. You've got Beat Audio right there, speakers. And you know what? I'm not a fan of that system audio right now. I think it could have been more powerful. So you've got a lot of storage in the door. If you look at the interior of the car, once again, if you look at the seat, you're going to see some unique feature of the Fiat 500X. Starting with the round headrest, quite unique. Other car using square headrest. And if you look at the seats, you've got your nice stitches right there of the 500 logo. The seats are quite firm. I don't know how they made it so firm or why they did it. But when you look at that, when you press, there's not a lot of cushion, but right there, it's quite soft. So it's soft for your legs, but not for your tushy right there. Strange. You've got nice, as soon as you're sitting in, so you've got a nice lateral support, that's for sure. That's not bad. And you've got some red accent right there on the seat. So usually they make those car looking funky inside with a lot of color, but right now they just did enough with a nice black interior accent. And some nice material as soon as you sit in, some soft plastic there, hard there. But look at that, silver, bezel, and this one is a little bit harder. Chrome 500 logo right there. Once again, if you move down, I just love the color. Look at that, stainless style material. I just love this one without the stain, but it's plastic, that's for sure. The door, same thing here. If you move to the top, right there with the sun visor, just gonna clap them in. If I turn it on, some halogen lights. The mirror are quite small though, but you've got an extension, you know, to protect you from the sun. Same thing right there. Nice button to open your roof and turn on your lights, and you're gonna have a white LED display if you turn on the car. That's what we're gonna do right now. Just a little push to show you guys the interior when it's turned on. So you're gonna see you have a white LED right there, and it's gonna give you a great lighting. And right there in the cup holder also, I don't think you can see it right now, but it's quite bright right here. But as soon as you turn on the lights, you're gonna see a white LED bar all the way up here, and right there, down there. And in the speaker also, you're gonna have a little white light, which is gonna turn on and give you some lighting of your Beat Audio speaker. So the car is turned on right now. Let's start it. There you go. You can hear that 2.4 engine that we have in the car. Let's give it some rev. When it's in park, no more revving than 4,000 RPM. I just say that. I would love to rev the engine. The steering wheels, you know, it's comfortable, but you've got the little pieces of soft material. I don't know, when you put your fingers there, the material just go right in. But overall, nice, good grip. Nice stitches also that they made there. The buttons are easy to reach with your thumbs. Big Fiat logo. Same thing for here. Some you'll see this button there. But in the rear of the steering wheel, look at that. You've got also a button that you can raise or lower the sound of your sound system. So let's talk about the cluster, the gauge inside. If you move up or down right there on the selector, that's going to change the display. So right now I've got my display in miles per hour. If I press OK, kilometers. If I move to the next one, it's going to be instant info. And if I don't push nothing, look at that. It's going to change and give me logo instead of text. Right there, same thing for the trip A. Fuel consumption average right now, we went up because the car is parked, but we did 11.5. That's a lot for that car. Trip B, same thing here, 10.5, a little up for 400 and maybe 500 kilometers. And you've got your best fuel right there awards that you might get if you did the best with that car. So the second option is the mood select. So you've got display right now that is telling me my my awards and my average. And right now my engine is running in eco mode. The steering is comfort, and my chain detect. I don't know what chain detect means, but let's say all-wheel drive, because the car can disconnect its rear axle. So it's gonna drive just like a front-wheel drive car. If I activate that dynamic button right there and change my mode, it's gonna also change the driving style of the car. So right now I've put in traction plus, and the display just changed. You're gonna see where the power is sent to which front axle or rear axle. If I move to the side, you can see my engine is in performance mode. It's gonna respond better. My all-wheel drive is active, and my steering is comfort. So you've got two display. If I move it once again into the sport setting, and by the way, if I just turn a little bit of that, it won't change. If I turn a lot and hold it, it's gonna change. But if I do it too fast, even if I go all the way up to the end, it won't change. So for sports mode, I've got three display. I've got the lateral G, if I'm accelerating or braking, going to curves, and I've got the power indicator. There you go. If you give it some power, you're gonna see it up to 100%. So the engine is performance, the steering is sport, and the chain detect is off. You've got your RPM display right there, and if we move down, your oil temperature, tire pressure monitor, battery, how strong your battery is. And by the way, we let the car too long open. We nearly have an empty battery just a few minutes ago. So you've got your driver assist display, and by the way, if you want to activate or deactivate your lane assist system, you're gonna have to press right there on that button at the end of that stick, and it's gonna light up or turn off some display inside. If we move down, you've got your audio display. If I turn on the audio right now, just gonna turn back on right there the audio and maybe put it in radio mode, and let's say SXM, and there you go. You're gonna have the SAT logo, but not the station logo that I'm listing right now with BPM. Navigation information, alerts, and a setting. So it's quite complete for a 3.5 inch screen. So RPM right there. You've got all your wiper setting right there. And if we move to the center, we've got a full 6.5 inches with the Uconnect system. By the way, I love that system. It's quite good, quite fast, quite easy. If I push the radio, there you go, it's changing. Same thing for the settings, SXM, there you go. But you know what? Beat Audio, in my head, Beat Audio is a good sound system. It's only average. I'm kind of deceived right now. So good bass, but when you're just writing it like that, at that volume, it's not that good. You know, it's average, but it's kind of usual for this compact SUV market right now. So you've got navigation, going where, navigation, seeing your maps, you know, it's quite easy. Phone setup, quite easy to use the Bluetooth with your phone. And if we move to the application setting, you're gonna see a display, a resume about your trip hours, navigation, and everything like that. You browse, phone connectivity is good. And right there, you've got a 3 button, which is your ESC, electronic stability system, and traction control. If you turn it off, your collision warning braking is gonna turn off. So it won't be able to help you in a dangerous situation, so let that on. Park assist with your sensor in the rear, you can turn it on and off. Nice bezel right there. And the temperature control are so easy to use. I just love that. Big knobs, easy button, automatic settings, sync setting, everything is easy. So if you want to turn on and off, there you go, max setting. It's powerful enough. Let's turn that off. Heated seats, 2 settings, heated steering wheels, quite quick to warm up, auxiliary, USB, same thing for your passenger right there. A nice place to put your phone, quite deep. And you've got your transmission right there, and look at the attention of the detail. A little 500 logo also on that leather thing right there. So you've got your sticks, 9-speed transmission, the ZF, man, I'm going to talk to you more about it later, but I'm not a fan of this transmission right there. So my dynamic control button, my parking brake electronic, cup holders, and by the way, I just love the lights inside right there. And you've got some places for the storage right there. Another cool thing about is the cargo box right there. You can see that there's a little adjustment that you can simply open or close like that, and it's gonna keep whatever you put in that cool. There you go. The glove box here is a nice and deep. So let's turn the car off. I'm gonna open you the engine compartment, guys. You've got a good ground clearance with that car. I just love when you're going out that it's not a pain in the ass to get out of the car. So there you go. 2.4 multi-air engine. Everything is quite complete inside. So the access for your windshield washer fluid is great. Battery seems big. Computer is right there on the side though. I don't like when they place it that way. Your oil, you can check it, no problem with that. Let's move to the rear seat. Right now they are folded, but look at the angle that they have right now. So you're losing a little bit of spaces and the belts are always in the way. But if I raise them up, once again the belt is in the way. There you go. Oh no, the belt is in the way of this other one again. Let's move to the other side. So you're gonna have to place your seat belt before you raise those seats. There you go. So the space in the rear is typical of this kind of vehicle. So It's gonna be okay for a small person, but if you're tall and a big guy, you will find the hours of driving along in that position. But you've got also a cool thing, which is right there. You've got a little sun visor that you can pull, and if you pull it back, there you go. You can see simply within the second part of the roof, but it doesn't open in that section. You've got also nice lights right there that you can simply turn on and off, and the speaker who are in the rear door. I won't do a long trick, that's for sure, in the back, but you know what? Typical spaces, it's nearly all the same for this kind of vehicle. So cargo storage is the same thing once again as the other vehicles, but look at that. A spare wheels, that's an option for this car, and you've got all your tools in there in the little pouch, and you've got some storage compartment right there on the side. But you know what? I prefer to have a spare. If we didn't choose that option, we're gonna have a tire repair kit, and you would have been able to move that panel a little bit down to gain some space. But you know what? I don't want to be stranded in a place without a spare tire and having to wait a long time to get someone to save me. So there you go, guys. That was the interior of the Fiat 500X. Let's talk about the roll and engine choice for the Fiat 500X. First of all, you've got two engine choice. The first one is the little 1.4 liter, which is a turbocharged engine, multi-air. It's going to give you 160 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque, thanks to the turbo, which is pushing 22 psi in those components to reach those numbers. And if you want to reach those numbers, you're gonna have to put super in that car. Guys, I always recommend you to put inside the car what manufacturers recommend. So you're gonna have your full power, and you're gonna be sure to preserve your car mechanics over time. Where it gets complicated with engine choice is whether you want a manual or an automatic or front wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So with the small engine, you can only have a manual transmission, no automatic for this one, and you can only have front wheel drive, no all-wheel drive with this one. So if you want all-wheel drive with that car, you're gonna have to go with the 2.4, the Tiger Shark, which is the stronger engine, 180 horsepower, but for torque, 175 for a 2.4 liter. So the number of the turbo engine with the torque is quite impressive. That engine, the problem is that it's mated to an automatic transmission, and it's the ZF, the 9-speed. Yes, I know. Yes, I can hear you. You're not a fan either, huh? Me neither. 9-speed, that's a lot. Why put a 9-speed transmission
And when I go on the highway and I wanted to switch to 9 speed, it needs to go at over 115 or 18 kilometers per hour. I'm over speed limit, so why doesn't it shift in 9 at like 100? The first version of this transmission, they needed to reprogram it a lot so that it will shift better. Right now there's some improvement, but you know what? When you're in traffic, you can still feel it changing. If I come to a complete stop right now, I'm slowing down, and I push on it. There you go. It needs time to pick it up. It's not even that fast into sports mode. And if I slow down just before the car needs to stop to simulate traffic, and I push on it, there you go. You can see how a little abrupt it is right now when I accelerate with the car. Well, I'm gonna have to do with that. So if I want all-wheel drive, I'm gonna be able to get it, an all-wheel drive or a front-wheel drive with that engine, but only the 9-speed that is available right now. So if we check the all-wheel drive of the car, one good thing is that when you're rolling with it, it's gonna disconnect the rear axle, so it's gonna be just as driving a front-wheel drive car, and that's a good thing because we're gonna save gas. And you know what? This little car is sucking up a lot of gas. I'm not impressed with the number at all. I'm kind of even scared with it. I try to be more conservative, but you know what? I haven't been able to do it. So I'm going to talk to you about it later. So if we roll the car, one feature that we cannot overlook is the dynamic control that we have. So we've got the knob with 3 different settings. Right now I'm in sport. I need to turn it and hold it. I'm going to move to traction plus. If we go into normal mode, the normal mode is going to be for everyday driving, and you can feel it as soon as you turn it while going from sport to normal, that there's a difference in the accelerator and in the how the car is going to react. The other mode is sports. As soon as you put it into sports, it becomes more lively, but once again, the shifts are not that fast of the transmission, and if you're coming to a stop and trying to roll away in sport mode, you're going to feel the change. It's going to be more obvious. While I'm riding also in the auto mode, sometimes I'm on the highway and it's going to change gear, even if I didn't accelerate. I don't know why, but the car's just doing it. The traction plus mode is kind of cool, you know, it's going to make my direction more, you know, you don't want any quick reaction, you don't want, you know, to put a car in a condition where it would slip, and that's going to be the same thing for the engine. It's going to switch to the performance level to give me the better traction possible, and the whole-wheel drive is going to be active, and I'm switching to a display where I can see how much power is sent through the front or the rear wheels. So I kind of like this mode, a little bit of the Jeep Renegade inspiration. Have you seen the kind of sense that I just got when I tend to accelerate? My head did that movement, and that's happened a lot in that car. So if you're riding with passenger, they're gonna tell you, man, slow down on the throttle, and you're gonna say, sorry, I can't help it. There you go, once again. So the transmission is just taking a lot of time before doing something. I'm not a fan of this one. Besides that, if you drive on road in perfection, the suspension is kind of stiff, so you're gonna feel the bumps and you're gonna feel the road in perfection, that's for sure. So if you're riding over bumpy, if you got a lot of potholes, you're gonna hear also that sound coming out of the inside of the car. You're gonna hear the transmission, the suspension doing its work. So it's not that loud, but you can feel it. I would hope for a little bit softer suspension, or at least make it adjustable with the dynamic mode. Why not? Besides that, guys, we've got a lot of features which are interesting in the car. The sound system, as soon as you turn it out loud, you're gonna have a good sound with the beat audio, but as soon as you make it a little bit softer on the volume, it's not gonna be that good. I don't know why. The beat audio system likes to be played loud, and please put a USB key or use your mobile to get good music, because in satellite mode or even in radio mode, that's not impressive. But as soon as you turn it up with the USB, you're gonna be able to get some fun. Another thing which is kind of cool is the steering effort that it needs to turn the car around. Well, I'll talk about steering effort, but I also talk about how short it can turn it can turn on the dime laterally. So that's kind of good when you go into parking mode, when you go into the city, or even when you simply need to do some maneuvers around some tight corners. So that's kind of cool with that. Alright, let's turn on the lane assist mode right now, and it needs to turn to green before it can be accessible, before it can detect the lines. So you have to have clear lines also on the tarmac, because if you're riding and there's snow, it's not gonna hold on, and the system needs a little bit of speed, so you need to be at over 60 kilometers to use it. So right now I'm gonna let go of the steering. There you go, it's correcting me, giving me some oh! There you go. That's gonna wake you up if you're not holding the steering wheels. So I got scared the first time before I heard that when I was testing the system. So I kind of like it because it's gonna wake you up and it's gonna give you a great warning, and you're gonna have also a stem which is gonna send you an alert if if there's a collision risk right in front of you. So I love the inside style. When you look at it, the car is nice. I love also the all-wheel drive, which seems to work well as soon as you need it in some light off-road condition. But I'm not quite impressed with the fuel efficiency of this car right now. If I move my selector, 11.8, man, that's kind of scary. And if I move to the other information that I have, the trip B right now is 10.9, so that's more representative of what you're gonna do probably with your car, because when I test it, whoa, railroad, so you can feel the bumps, huh? So it's more representative of what you might do with the car. But remember, as soon as there's snow coming down, as soon as you're gonna get cold, it might a little bit goes up. And remember guys, if you want to tow with that car, the manufacturer says no. So you've got indication in the paper that we have that it's not recommended to tow with that one. So there you go guys, that's for the road handling part. Stay tuned because we're gonna have the conclusion.
let's talk about the price of the Fiat 500X. If you go with the base version, it's going to be the pop version. That's how they call it. $21,495. If you want to go with the Trek Impulse version, exactly the same model that we have right now, all-wheel drive, please. It's going all the way up to $32,690. So it's kind of a lot of money. If you want my recommendation, go with the 500X Sport, all-wheel drive, please, and you're going to be able to get it for $29,000, $190. So a little bit of save right there. So the minus points that I find with the car, well, the fuel consumption, it's kind of high for this engine. It's a non-turbo, and it's probably related to how the transmission works with the engine. You know, I'm not a fan of the 9-speed ZF. You had a little bit of recall on that. They need to make a little bit of work, you know, to make it better in traffic or even on the road to eliminate those hesitations. So transmission, too bad. I would have hoped to have a manual with that car, and it could have been perfect. Besides that, lighting of the start-stop engine button, it's a must. You know that you need to know exactly where it is to simply turn it on or turn off the car, even in an emergency situation. And the last one, the last negative point that I can find it, when I have the key in my pocket, when I exit my car, I want to lock it with the exterior button. It takes time to react in. I don't know why, so I have to wait a few seconds, lock it. I might as well get out the key of my pocket and simply press on the button. But with the plus point, look at the look. It's kind of cool, it's kind of unique. Even in the interior, unique styling, that's what we like, you know, a car manufacturer to do. Look at the ground clearance of the car. You know what? You're gonna have fun with that car during the winter. Put it in traction plus mode, go out there in the snow, and you won't get stuck. So that's a big major point. In comparison, you've got many competition right now that you can buy in the market. You've got the Honda HR-V, which is the king of space right now on the market. You've got the CX-3, which is offering a tremendous warranty of unlimited mileage right now on the car. You've got the Juke, which is the most performer of the gang. You've got the Soul, which is the funky of the gang, and then you have its cousin, you know, the Jeep Renegade. So if you want to go more off-road, choose this one. So with all the competition in that market right now, I'm gonna have to give a B- to the car. So there you go, guys. Do you agree or do you disagree? Feel free to comment, but one thing that you have to remember is subscribe to Car Question, the channel. So there you go, be prepared, gang, because for 2016 we're gonna have even more video for you. So don't forget, subscribe, and I'll see you another week on Car Question.